Now, since 2008, over 250,000 Irish people have dropped their health insurance. That is a huge number of people. And One Big Switch has launched the Big Health Insurance Switch, a campaign aimed at unlocking more affordable health insurance for thousands of people. Here to tell us more about that campaign and what it will mean for you at home is Sarah Ryan from One Big Switch and Charlie Weston from the Irish Independent. You're both very welcome this morning. Sarah, I'll come to you first. That is a huge amount of people, 250,000 Irish people who've just said, look, I can't afford it anymore. And you're hoping to offer them a solution.
We are. We're overwhelmed with the response so far. Just over 10,000 now have signed up, which is a really big number.
Let's just recap on what you're actually offering to people at home, just in case they missed the first time you're on.
So we're offering a completely free obligation cost-free solution where people sign up to the website at onebigswitch.ie, and we use the collective buying power of those members to go to providers and say, we've got 25,000 people who are looking for a better deal on their health insurance, they can no longer afford it, and what can you do for them?
So these are deals they wouldn't be able to obtain on their own as an individual on the phone?
No, well, the principle of One Big Switch, and it's why it worked so well in the energy campaign as well, is that the collective bargaining power of that number of people is just so alluring to the providers that we're able to get a better discount than they would have been on their own.
So how many people have signed up so far, did you say?
10,000.
10,000. Yeah. And the more people you get, the better deal you can get for them.
Absolutely. So if I'm sitting across the table from the provider, obviously my bargaining power is stronger if I've got 25,000 than if I've got two. So what we're saying to people is if they're sitting at home and they've never had health insurance but they think they might, or they have it and they can no longer afford it, it doesn't matter when your renewal is, it doesn't matter if you don't have health insurance, you just sign up to onebigswitch.ie, you give your email, you give your county, and we take it from there.
People in this country are very superstitious about giving over information, giving your email and your details. What is that for, and what will it mean for the person giving you that information?
They can unsubscribe at any time, just for the record, but we use that to keep in touch with them on how the campaign is going, how many people have signed up. We don't give it to anybody else, and we don't use it for any kind of marketing.
So the more people who sign up with you, the better value deal you can offer them, which sounds like a no-brainer. And it works so well when it came to electricity and energy.
Yeah, and what we found in the energy campaign was that we aimed for 25, we got 60,000. And not only did people take the deal that we unlocked, but they also used the offer. You know, they were more empowered with the offer in their hand with their existing provider. They went to provider and said, I've got this One Big Switch offer, what can you do for me? And they got a better deal that way. So everyone was a winner as far as we were concerned.
Yeah, that's a good point. They're not beholden to take the offer that you make them. They can then go to their provider, as you said, and go, well, One Big Switch have offered me this, what can you do for me?
Absolutely. So they're more empowered as a consumer, really, to say, I'm going to leave if you don't give me what something better than what you're giving me right now.
And they don't like people leaving, as we know. Charlie, it's a bit of a crisis situation for health insurance in this country, especially for people who feel like they have to make a choice between a roof over their heads and health insurance. So this sounds like a great solution.
It is a good solution, and anything that empowers consumers, you've got to welcome it, because I think we're slowly becoming more assertive as consumers, but we haven't tended to be, and we're very poor at switching health insurance. Maybe 1 in 5 of us ever switch health insurance, you know, so people stick with the same company. People who are with VHI going back 20 years are still with VHI. They're probably on one of the old legacy plans that are paying through the nose for cover, totally overinsured, paying far too much. You know, they're on the old, what we call Plan B, Health Plus, Excess, these kind of things. And they're very expensive plans. So, yeah, you know, I think it's a great idea if we sign up for a deal which pushes more competition out there, because there isn't great competition in health insurance, even though there's 4 providers. They tend to know that people are reluctant to switch, so they don't have to be as competitive as they could be. So I don't see any downside to this. Now, and if there's a big deal done with one of the providers, everybody will be able to get that, because the way the health insurance market is worked, anybody's entitled to any deal that's available out there. It has to, under law, be made available to anybody who asks.
So if One Big Switch secure deal, say they get 80,000 people, 100,000 people, or even 250,000 people, all the people who haven't signed up, hopefully Sarah's like, that'd be great. But if you got that amount of people and they secure a deal, somebody who wasn't part of that deal could then go to that provider and say, hey, I heard about this deal, I want it too.
Yes, but before that happens, I would encourage people to sign up, because that's the only way you're going to put pressure on companies here. If they see a lot of people are kind of engaged and are almost encouraging this competition by signing up for the One Big Switch campaign, I think that will really work, and it'll make them sit back and think, oh, maybe it's not as easy, maybe we can't rely on the old inertia here and keep putting up prices. Remember, prices went up. Some of the providers, some of the health insurers put up prices twice this year. So, you know...
Well, in the last couple of years, there's what, 5 or 6 increases? I mean, it's incredible.
You just lose count of the numbers sometimes, and often they're quite big ones. You know, they're big, chunky, double-digit increases. Health insurance has gone up about 60% since 2008. So, not only have you had to live with all the austerity nonsense, but we health insurance just gone through the roof.
60%, that's
Yeah,
insane.
so it's really huge.
Sarah, people at home are thinking, this sounds great, this sounds like it's something for me. How do they engage?
They log on to onebigswitch.ie, give their email and their county, and that's it. We take it from there.
Bish bash bosh, simple as that. Sarah, thank you very much. Charlie, thank you also.